original Bible was written so many years ago, before the slave trade Bible. That is the Negro Bible. Kind Revelation 21:21. Or say, let me take you aback. Simon the Cyrenian, who helped Jesus to carry the cross, was an African.
In sorrow, he's my comfort. In trouble, he's my stay. He tells me every.
Welcome. God richly bless you. My name is Peter POLLEY, and today we are going to talk about Christian and politics. I think this has been a topic that so many people are mostly debating or having dialogues on. Is it possible that Christians can engage in politics? Now, the point is there are some issues on Christians involved in the discussion of some political issues, and Christians availing themselves to be elected into parliament or presidential candidate and the rest. Today, I am here to have a discussion together with our brothers. I think one is yet to join us, Brother Stephen Boache and NS NGOAH. And my name is Peter POLLEY, the host. And before we proceed with the discussion, I would like to first welcome my own brother, Stephen Boache. Brother Stephen Boache, nice to meet you. Hello. Hello, brother. Hello, bro. Nice to meet you. I think we are still waiting. I think he has a problem with the internet, and we're still waiting. And we will still come back. And as the topic goes, Christian and politics. Is it good for Christians to engage in politics? And that is all we are going to hover around. And I will urge you to please stay tuned. I'll go for a short break, and then I will be right back. Then we will continue in the
original Bible was written so many years ago, before the slave trade Bible. That is the Negro Bible. Kind Revelation 21:21. Or say, let me take you aback. Simon the Cyrenian, who helped Jesus to carry the cross, was an African.
In sorrow, he's my comfort. In trouble, he's my stay. He tells me every.
Hello, welcome back. I'm really proud to have our brother here. Brother, nice to meet you, and thanks for coming.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
All right, brother. Please, can you give us a short introduction about yourself?
Well, I am Pastor Stephen, and I'm a preacher in the Lost Church of Christ. I'm an apologist as well. I'm a debater, just as the description goes. And I have a YouTube handle that is Reveal Your Talent TV, and I also have Reasoning with Muslims TV, that is RWM TV. Actually, that's my work. My work is to defend the gospel, or the efficacious gospel of Christ. That's me.
All right. Okay, I think I personally watched your debate before with Shampoo. I watched a debate before with Shampoo, and I think it was very aggressive.
Yeah, it was. It was very interesting debate.
In an Arabian country, you would have been slaughtered by now.
Oh, yes. It's serious. That's the reason I'm protected in Ghana. You see, Ghana is a safe country.
Yeah.
You see, I'm for the protection of God, and surely God has placed me to a place where I can actually free express myself,
right.
and also
Okay.
gently. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
brother. Thank you very much. I think today we have to just go straight forward to the discussion. Is it good for
Okay.
Christians to engage in politics? Actually, I think there are two discussions here. One, is it good for Christians to engage in political discussions, or is it good for Christians to avail themselves to be elected as parliamentarians, ministers, and president, like engage in politics or politic? And I want you to first give us some explanation. First, when we say politics and politic, can you give us a short introduction before we proceed?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the honor, brother. And I think our addresses are going to learn a lot. May God richly bless everybody for getting the time or to listen to us. Well, actually, I'm going to define what politics is. You see, you gave two terms, that is politique and also politics, right?
Yeah.
So the term politics, yeah, actually mean what is it? It comes from the Greek word police. Okay, the term
Okay.
politics comes from the police and it means city or a
Okay.
community. You understand? So
Okay.
the
All right.
politics is about serving the common good and building a better society. As Christians, we are called to be salt and light in the world. You see, so that's exactly what's written in Matthew 5, verse 13 through 16. So engaging with our culture, including politics, to bring flavor and illumination. Yes, that's good. But Christians are not to be involved in what is it? What is it? Christians shouldn't involve themselves 100% into politics. Fancy they doing everything politics. I'll be getting with me. Why
Okay.
minutes? Standing and those stuff, fighting because of politics and all that. You get that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
celebrating and love it because of politics and those stuff. Christians are not to involve themselves in such, but we can speak about the economy. We can speak about democracy. We can speak about what is it? What is it? We can speak about the government. Okay, we can speak
Okay.
about what's going on, good, and what's isn't what's wrong in the country as well. But we do it gently, and we make the country see Christ in our deliveries. That's actually what Christians are to do. You see, Christians are
Okay.
so just as the word go politique. Okay, it's about a person involving themselves in active politics. Okay, they being active politicians, they go into radio stations, TV stations to debate about what is it, a product. What? Sorry, bro. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, bro. I was getting disturbed here a
No
bit.
problem.
So
No
this is
problem.
it.
No problem.
Yeah, this is it. You see, Christians are not to involve themselves in active politics. That's what I mean. Or even if they will involve
Okay.
themselves in active politics, they must do it gently. They must allow the world to see Christ in their deliveries or their speeches outside there. Whenever they are
Okay.
even debating about any government or any governmental issue, they have to speak the truth. They have to be truthful, okay, in the parliamentary house, and they have to serve in a way and manner that will call for people's emulation. That's exactly what
Okay.
Christ must do. Yeah.
All right. So let me come in here. Okay, then
Okay.
if so, I want us to know some people have been saying that Joseph was a politician, David was a politician, Solomon was a politician, and therefore it is okay for Christians to be involved in politics. And before maybe you will proceed with your point, I want you to explain if indeed these people were politicians.
Well, the term politics, okay, just as I explained or I interpreted, means city. You get that? Yeah, the
All
term
right.
politics means city or community.
Okay.
So Joseph lived in a community. David lived in a
Okay.
community. Yes,
Okay.
Joseph lived in. David lived in a city, and David
Okay.
himself was a king. You get that? And he had subjects under him.
Okay.
You get that? He had people
Okay.
that worked there, and he had economical issues, and he had social issues, and all that. All gets with me. Since he had
Okay.
people serving under him, and he distributed activities
Okay.
or works to them, you see, there were
Okay.
checks and balances. So this is exactly what politics is about. How we
All
get
right.
to it. It's about the nation, it's about the city, it's about the community. It's about serving the community, but doing it truthfully or faithfully. That's exactly what
Okay.
politics is about. You understand?
Okay.
And
All right.
yes, Joseph also was in Egypt. Okay, so talking
Okay.
about Joseph, he rose to become a leader in Egypt, and he
Okay.
advised Pharaoh on governance. That is
Okay.
Genesis 41, number 39
Okay.
through 57. You get that?
Okay.
Yes, he advised Pharaoh on governance, and
Mhm.
I think there was going to be what is it? There was going to be a shortage of food on all lands. Okay,
Okay.
including
Okay.
Egypt, and just
Mhm.
being in the what is it in the house of Pharaoh actually advised him on how to keep foods in store. So when things become scarce,
All
the
right.
people the species around could come to Egypt buying for them. So that's about
Okay.
building the nation. Okay, projecting what's actually going to happen in the future to Pharaoh and setting down, putting down plans so as to be able to manage the scarcity that was going to take place, or the inflation that was going to take place. Living in Ghana
Okay.
like this, the way we face inflational periods or inflational problems, yes, we do face them. Okay, things become scarce, high cost of living, high standard of living, low cost of living, low standard of living, and all those stuff. You see, so had we any Christians in the governmental system planning
Mhm.
with the certain president, or planning with a
Mhm.
certain government, or yeah, doing
Mhm.
something like that, and putting stuff well in order, surely things were going to go well for the civilians or for the citizens in the country. But you see, if the reason people do not want to involve themselves into politics has to do with the fact that people see politics to be a dirty game. You see, the
Okay.
moment you get into
Okay.
it, the moment you are drenched into it, you don't want to speak the truth any longer. That's what people believe. How we get to with me. So that is
Yeah.
it. So people actually, most people get into the governmental system all because they want to retaliate, or they want to gain back what they spent in school or on campuses, or
Okay.
yeah, they want to attain something very huge. Okay, something they didn't work for. That's exactly the reason behind people engaging into politics or
Okay.
into the governmental system. But there are genuine people, okay, and most of the times these people get problem. You get that? Most of the times these people get problem, and the problem they
Okay.
get has to do with the fact that they want to speak the truth in the governmental system. You understand? Trying
Okay.
to speak the truth in the governmental system, surely you're gonna get so many haters. How we get to it, man.
Yeah.
There are Christians, there are policemen, there are soldiers, and they do not take bribe. How we get to it, me. There are
Okay.
some like that.
Okay.
They do not take bribe. Okay, there are some in the governmental
Okay.
system, and they are doing well. They are doing good job. And I'm actually going to give a
Okay.
lot of what examples here, and they're going to help a lot. Well, in the Bible too,
Okay.
it wasn't only David, it wasn't only Joseph, okay, that were interested in what is it in
Okay.
the what is it, political system of
All
the
right.
country. It isn't only David, it isn't only Joseph, but also Daniel. Okay, when you read Daniel chapter 1 or 1 through to 6, Daniel served in the courts of Babylon and Persia. Okay, he influenced political decisions. Okay, so
Mhm.
going into the Bible, and we're seeing these godly men involving themselves into politics, serious, or into the governmental system of the country. They did well, and they served well the nation, and their actions called for people's emulation. You get that they
Okay.
were not
Yeah.
about and corruptions and all that. Okay,
Mhm.
and they were not about what is it, gluttony and those stuff, but rather they tried their possible best to see things going on smoothly in the country. Okay,
Oh
so
wow.
they set good examples, and that's actually what calls for our emulations. If we want to involve ourselves into politics, you see, this kind of mindset has been orchestrating, okay, since time immemorial. Why? Because
Okay.
looking at the uh, northern part of Nigeria, you can talk of the Boko Harams or the Boko Harams. Okay, Christians in Nigeria, back in the days, thought that entering into politics would be to them. Therefore, they wouldn't want to do that. So they were reluctant to enter into politics. Thus, only the Muslims were drenching into politics. You get that? So you will be in a community, and before you realize, a Muslim has become an assemblyman. He has become a community leader. He has become an MP, a member of parliament, or he has become they have a lot of positions within communities or within societies and all that. But you will see the Christians being reluctant. They never want to be drenched into it. So when it comes to political powers, when it comes to powers, in regards to ruling the community, when it comes to rules, regulations to govern the city or the community, they all hinge upon or hinges upon the the Muslims. And you see, I don't have problems with Muslims being only the leaders within the country or within the community. But the problem here is Muslims actually has what's called state law. Muslims do not believe in the state being different and the religion being different. They don't believe in that. The state being different and your religion being different, but rather they want a religious state. You get that? They want the Sharia law to rule the the country. So when Muslims are in the country and they find out that it's the secular law that is which is being used to govern the society or the community, they don't want that way. So that's exactly what's going on in Nigeria. You see, Muslims, the Boko Harams, according to reporters, and I'm going to give a lot of information to the bibliographies and footnotes that are actually going to explain to us that indeed they find their fellow Muslims who are into secular government to be evils. Therefore, they kidnap most of them, they filch them, they abduct them and all that. A lot of abductions have been going on in Muslim dominated lands, all because they don't want to see people holding Bibles within the communities or within the cities or societies. If you go to cities or countries where, or even if you go to Middle East, there are about 24 nations or countries in Middle East. That's Middle East or minor Asia. There are about 24 nations over there. And if you go to this land, Christians on this land are suffering a lot. Why? They are suffering because Muslims have dominated the land, and they are the majority group on the land. Therefore, Christians are not allowed to speak or publicly express their views or express themselves. Or their natural right or their fundamental human rights or as oppressed. Even the political right doesn't favor them on the land. The political right doesn't favor them on the land. So this is the reason it's disadvantageous for Christians to be reluctant to enter into politics and to allow only the other faiths to be entering into politics. Well, the fact is, the reason isn't just that they're going to you drenching into political system, but rather the reason behind is when they get the power, when they attain the power, they are not just going to rule over you, but rather they're going to decide on which religion you have to drench yourself into. If you're Christian, you have to be forced to become a Muslim. You see, that's exactly what Islamization or Islamism is about. So that's the reason it's disadvantageous. So in the Bible, just as I was saying, Esther used her position to advocate for her people and to save them from persecution. When you read Esther 4-8, you get to know that Esther was also in the governmental system, and surely she did her possible best to help. She used her power. She operated on her power to help her people saved. She made sure her people were saved. Because she could speak to the higher authority. She could approach the higher authority or the king Or we get to me, and surely the king pleaded Esther's plea, and surely the Jews or the Israelites were freed on the land. That is, so if you're a Christian and you are into the governmental system, or if you're in the parliamentary house, and if you are closer to the government, or if you are closer to the higher seats of the country, surely you also represent your people, though you represent the country, but to represent your people, you will make sure that if there is going to be any law or any bill passed, okay, that is going to militate against your faith, or that is going to militate against your people within the country, you're going to stand in for that. Or because you're going to stand in for that. You wouldn't just come outright. That is why it's advantageous to enter into the governmental system or to enter into politics.
Okay. All right. So I think okay. I think this is a great explanation. But then looking at the current situation now, when politics is involved in so many other stuffs, like excuse me to say, lying, promises without fulfilling, insult, and so many other things, as compared to the explanation you gave to concerning David, Joseph, like dealing with the city and controlling stuff and helping to make the people go good. Is it really good right now? Because if you are in Ghana right now, you have to join a political party, and it comes to a point when the party decide for the people in the party whom we vote for, and that what the party want the members to do is what they do. So regardless of your promises and whatever you did for them to vote for you, they don't care about this. And as a Christian, when you join, is it good? I'm not speaking, I'm just using Ghana as a scenario or example, but it might be like different countries also, when the party has to decide for the members on how to deal with their ruling. Meanwhile, you have given some other promises of what you are going to do and the rest. So is it actually good right now, currently? That's what our focus is. That a Christian will avail himself to be elected for, be going out to be given promises and the rest. And I think you gave out some example like Boko Haram in Nigeria. When some people take over Nigeria, it means that all Christians are not going to worship no more. It should be a Muslim state, right? Country.
Yeah.
So it means that it is very risky also for Christians not involved in political campaigns. So I want to ask, is it right that currently, can you give us in-depth explanation that if you should have majority of Christians in the political realm, or we don't have them because of the lying and the rest, it won't affect Christianity, or if we don't have, it will affect, like the way it is, as the topic goes, Christian and politics. So we want you to please give us a broadened knowledge on this.
Okay, well, bro, may God bless you once again. Yeah, just as you were saying, you see, I gave a lot of examples about David, Joseph, Esther, Daniel. Okay, I've spoken about them. Surely, you see, what you're saying is it's a factor. How we get to me, because lies are forbidden as long as, or as much as Christianity is concerned. Okay, if you are a Christian, you are told never to be a liar. You understand? You have to morally be living right. Okay, we have to mindful of our courtesies, our manners outside there, and all that. Okay, so the example I give actually demonstrates that faith and politics are not mutually exclusive. Our faith should inform our political engagement, and I'm repeating this: our faith should inform our political engagement. Okay, and I'm going to give an example. Actually, this isn't about the governmental system. Actually, I am a Christian, and I was working with some people. Okay, and these people were not Christians. You understand? And they actually had several lot of staffs on mine, and they had wanted for me to be involved in those stuff they were doing. Or we get to email fancy we captioning our programs some way to let the public know that this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be catchy, and based on the caption they're going to come to watch the program. But then I would be like, no, I'm not going to do that, because the moment they tap on the link and they come to the program, they'll get to know I lied. The caption actually what actually was going to do. You get that? But they were getting problems with me. Why? Because they saw it to be normal. We want money. It's business. So why don't you just do it? That's exactly what I was facing. You see, but my faith informed my work with them. You understand? My faith involved my employment, or informed my employment.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Our faith needs to inform our political engagement. So if I am going to be an active member of NDC or NPP or CPP or AGCC, what I need to ask myself first is, who am I? You get that? Who am I? Am I a Christian? Am I a secular person? Am I an unbeliever or a believer? Okay, then if I am a believer, then my super ego needs to suppress my ego. You understand? There is an ego and there is a super ego. Okay, your ego has to do with, okay, I was born into it. Like I was born into NDC, I was born NPP, I've been educated. Okay, I'm a political student, I'm a governmental student, I know politics and blah 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 blah. Propaganda, this is what I can use these tactics so as to get people voting or franchising for my my opponent or my client. Okay. Those procedures I'm going to take are actually not true, but then they are very good ways by which people can actually do so for my client. I'll be get to, but you realize that no, okay, this is my faith. I'm a Christian. I need not to lie. Okay, and my schedules has to be on point. They have to be corresponding to the biblical way of reasoning. They have to be corresponding to what the Bible actually insists I do as a Christian. That's exactly what I mean by your faith informing your political engagement. You understand? So if I call myself a Christian and I'm a politician, okay, I'm an MP or a member of parliament, or I am a police, or what is it? I am a minister. I am a legislature, or I am in the legislative committee. I am in the judicial committee, or I'm in the executive committee. What I need to do is to help my faith to inform my engagement in that system. Or we get to me. So I think I will cite this man as a reference. I'll use this man as a reference. What's his name? They call him the leader of the what is it? Oh, this man, I think he has been very active in the Ghana Parliament. What's his name? He's been very good, and he's been fighting against the LGBTQIA plus. Yeah, and he helped the passing of bill against LGBTQIA plus. I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, myself too. He's a Christian.
He's good. He says his Bible doesn't, and whenever he is concluding a statement, okay, whenever he's concluding a premise in the Parliamentary House of Ghana, he concludes with the biblical reference. That's what he does. You see, so no matter what you do, he tells you that isn't what my Bible tells me. Okay, he's an MP of you get that? He will tell you, no, my faith doesn't tell me to be indulged into this activity. I have this power, then I have to stand for my people, I have to stand for my faith. Because if it should happen right now that Ghana has accepted or has acceded to this LGBTQIA plus stuff, okay, if it happens that way, what's going to happen? Punishment will be meted out to people or to even teachers in various schools who will try to seize children from entering into that act. Punishment will be meted out to them, or punishment will be meted out to any one of them. And there's going to be gay clubs, or what is it? There's going to be lesbianism clubs or gay clubs. Let me put it that way. Okay, within every society or community and all that. And if your ward would want to indulge themselves into it, you can never put a stop to what they're doing. Why? Because the government, the punishment is going to be meted out to you. But if I am a Christian and I have the power, I am in the parliamentary house, what do I have to do? I have to stand firm for my faith. Even if it doesn't work that way, surely the civilians are going to know. Okay, we had this man in our faith in the parliamentary house, and he did his possible best to blot it out. But it didn't work because he was within the minority group. How we get to with me? So that's very, very nice. It's very good to die for the truth. So our faith needs to inform our political engagement, and that wouldn't let let people have any problem with us if they want to talk about our political engagement. Well, I will also say that politically, Christians have a unique opportunity to bring moral compass to the public square. How we get to remain? Politically, Christians have a unique opportunity to bring a moral compass to the public square. Well, I'm going to give different definitions, or I'm going to give two examples. There are these two terms, sociology, and also sociology, and also moralism or morality and sociology. Sociology or socialism and also moralism. These are the difference between them. Sociology is the study in regards to how people live. Sociology is about how people live. We go by our egos. We human beings being egocentrics. We going by our ego, our temperaments, and all that. How we get to be me? I am sanguine. I am colic. I am phlegmatic. I am choleric, and blah blah blah. That's what people will say. So I am this, I am that. Therefore, if you would want to do this to me, I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to do it direct. I'm going to do it this way. That's our ego. We are egocentric human beings as we are. How we get to me? That is it. But morality has to do with how people should live, bro. Please, you see the difference. Morality talks about how people must live. So talking about how people must live, fine. Fundamentally, my fundamental human right tells me to retaliate. He slapped me in the cheek, then I have to also slap him back in the cheek. It's somewhat like the Mosaic law. I hope you get to me. He slapped me in the cheek, he hit me in the cheek, that I have to also hit him in the cheek. You get that? That's what our egos tells us. That's how we were born. That's what we were born for. That's our fundamental human rights. But you see, there is a political right as well. The political right actually restricts us. It tells us of how we should live in the country, how we should live in the community. How we get to me. And that the same applies to morality. Morality tells us of, with morality, I'm going to add we being Christians. Our faith tells us to be very much vigilant when it comes to dealing with people in the world. You get that? So how they live, we do not live that way. Therefore, politically, we Christians have a unique opportunity to bring a moral compass to the public square. We don't do it in our living rooms. We take it outside there. We try our possible best. That's why we attend governmental institutions. That's why there are political students who are Christians. They attended governmental institutions, and the institutions they attended were of the government. Institutions that belongs to the state. You understand? Institutions that came as a result of politics. Hope you get to with me. The institutions that came as a result of politics. Hope you get to me, bro. Hope you get to me. That is it. So that is it. So when they come out and they are informed, they are informed, they are well informed Christians. Actually, they're going to know that, though I am an officer, I am a politician, I am a general manager, I am a governmental worker, I am a policeman, I am a soldier, I am this, I am that, I am a minister, I am a member of parliament, I am a district chief executive, I am this, I am that. But then my faith informs my decisions. My faith informs my movement within the government. My faith informs my political affiliations. My faith informs whatever I want to do within the country. My faith informs my position as a statesman. Therefore, I do not do things everybody would want to do. I do not,
Okay.
impose my will upon people. I do not lie all because I have the power. No, I don't do that. But rather, I make sure things are in order. I make sure things are in right position. Things are as they are meant to be. Okay, I make sure everyone is living as they should live, okay, within the country, and I'm doing it right. So if you are like this, okay, if you are a Christian, surely you have used well your opportunity to bring a moral compass to the public square, and everybody is going to emulate from you. Just like what this MP for Ningo Pram Pram has been doing. Or we get to him, just like what he has been doing. He is telling Christians within the country that no matter what, if you have the position, if you have the power within the country, make sure to make good use of your faith. Okay, make sure to make good use of the of your informed of what you've been informed of what you've been brought out with. Or we get to with me. So that is it. So we are called to promote justice as Christians. Okay, we are called to promote compassion as Christians. We are called to promote righteousness as Christians. That is it. And as the renowned theologian Chuck Colson, okay, Chuck Colson said something. Christianity is not just a private matter. It's a public truth. You get that? Chuck Colson said, Christianity is not just a private matter, but rather Christianity is a public truth. That is it. Okay, publicly, we have to let the world know that indeed Christianity is the right religion that is leading man into eternity. So we can compare Christianity, okay, the affairs of the affiliations or the involvement of Christianity in society or in societal issues and that of Islam, and we can compare Christianity to the to Islam, most especially the terrorist associations. Actually, I do not call Boko Haram's, Hamas, that of what is it, ISIS, Al Shabaab, Al Qaeda. I do not call them terrorists. I call them centrists. Though most of the times news anchors fears to put that they are centrists, all because they fear. How will get with me? So they actually tell the whole world that they are terrorists, but they are not people doing stuff just to defame Islam, but rather they are doing what exactly the Prophet of Islam did. What they are doing are the epitome of what the Prophet of Islam did. How we get with me? So our involvement in political issues and the involvement of political issues and the involvement of Muslims or Islam in political issues actually tells the public which religion is the truth, which religion is for human beings, or let me say, is for mankind, which religion is leading man into eternity. Okay, I'm not talking about logical religion that is based on logic, blah blah blah. No, all we get to know that is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that which corresponds to reality. True religion must correspond to reality. And there are several lot of stuff that actually affirm that Christianity is accurate. Christianity is authentic. Christianity is genuine. All we get to there are several lot of stuff. And even the Bible we use isn't a private document or something that has been documented privately by somebody just to deceive the world. Because there are several lot of archaeological excavations, there are several lot of evidences that are proven that even the book we hold is something supernatural. You get that? That's the information within the Bible actually tells Christians to make what is good, to do that which is right. That's why the Christian martyr will say, I will die for what I believe. But the Muslim martyr will say, you will die for what I believe. It tells of the leaders of both. It speaks of the leaders of both religions. How we get to me? Well, if I'm to continue, bro, I don't know. Had you wanted to say something, or I should continue?
Yeah. So I'm listening. So it means that politics actually could have been used even to promote Christianity.
That is it. If you are a Christian, we shouldn't be reluctant to enter into politics. Okay, Not
Okay.
you shouldn't do politics just for the sake of politics. No. Okay, you shouldn't do politics for politics' sake. You shouldn't do that. If that's the reason, that's your main reason for entering into politics, into the political system, then you have to put a stop to it, because you're going to disgrace Christianity. Okay, where if you are engaging yourself into political affairs or political terms or political system, what you have to to be reminded of is that Christ is in you. You understand? Christ is in you. Therefore, he has to inform your political engagement.
Okay.
Okay, he has to inform your political engagement. That is it. So if you are a Christian and you are entering into politics with fair mind, okay, or with good idea, or with good reasoning, and it's your reason, or it's in your mind to promote that which is right in the public square, then surely God is actually going to follow you. God is actually going to help you. And surely we're going to emulate a lot of stuff from you as Christians. We will get to know that no, we are wrong to say it's wrong to enter into politics. He entered into politics, and it's about the nation. He reasons for the nation. He represents the nation, and he speaks for us in the parliamentary house. So he represents the whole nation. And that's exactly why we have to be very much assertive to enter into politics, but with right thinking. That is it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So can I say, and recently, if you come to Africa right now, we have politicians. I think majority of them are Christians. You got it.
Okay.
And
I got it.
And why is it that it is tarnishing the image of politics that is making a whole lot of people to talk ill against politics? Meanwhile, it is not bad for Christians to get involved in politics, so that in case there is any policy, they will not do it against Christians. You got it.
Okay.
Like you can see when if you read history, when the Romans regime, they had the authority over the world, they were using their own rules, so they were killing Christians. They wanted Christians to be pagans. So imagine if there had been a lot of Christians in it, they wouldn't have been doing that. So it means that it's good for Christians to engage in politics, but currently it is very risky involving in politics if you do not tune your mind well. I think that's what you are doing, saying it. But here's the case. Let me come in this. What about, the political parties? They have their agenda, brother.
Yeah.
They have their agenda. If especially in Ghana, if this party is coming to power, they have the agenda. If this party is coming to power, they have the agenda. And so many people are speaking ill against it. And these people that we call them parliamentarians, many of them call themselves Christians. Why is it that they are not using the right channel from the Bible, at least, to do what is supposed to be done? But rather, they are doing it like elsewhere in different
I got it. Yeah. I got it.
So because they have the Bible, they read the Bible, they know the Bible, but it seems they only say that they are Christians, but what they do doesn't reflect that they are Christians, and it makes it very difficult because sometimes there are some politicians, if you join the system and there are some secret that is not to be revealed and you reveal it, you are in danger zone. So it means it is very risky and poisonous. I quite remember at my area here, somebody told me that it's not good for a Christian to do politics. I was with him. We were discussing it. He says, no. I said, no, it's good. But the problem is because of how the system has been tuned. You got it. So I want you to come and nullify these things for us. That recent politicians are Christians, yet politics is being made in a different way. You got it.
Yeah.
Embezzling our money and promising and failing and taking our money and burning outside the country. You see, there is not everything we have to say here, but why should it be so?
Well, I think to answer this question, I would say if we go to Matthew 7, verse number 21, you see, Matthew 7, 21, actually Jesus Christ said, he made it ostensible that not all that claim Christ, 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 you get, oh Lord, 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 you see, are actually going to be welcomed by the Father. You get,
Okay.
but those that
Yeah.
are the will of God. So it's
Okay.
normal. There are going to be people who call themselves Christians but are doing doing it the other way around. Okay, meaning they are just having the name as an appellation. You understand? They just
Yeah.
publicize themselves as Christians, but then their deeds, okay, their decisions are actually are actually of the devil. How we get to me? So whenever they are dragged into the political system, they worsen the problem of the country or the community. You understand? They worsen it. That is it. But there are few among them who are actually doing what's supposed to be done. So I got you. Okay, they call themselves Christians, but they're not doing what's right. So based on what they are doing, people will actually say, "Oh, you see, and that's the reason I don't want to be a Christian. This man calls himself a Christian, but look at what he's doing." You get that? This really tells you that he's a charlatan, he's a con artist, a religious imposter, or a flim-flam man. That is it. They are there. There are many of them. You see, I think recently CNN reported that the Ghana Christian Council had involved themselves into the LGBTQIA affairs, and they had agreed or acceded to to promoting LGBTQIA plus staffs. How we get to me? Yeah. So their reason was that the Ghana Christian Council actually write proposals to these donor agents, and these donor agents are LGBTQIA seats. You understand? Okay. You see, they are the ones funding their activities within the country. Okay, so how can you be funded by LGBTQIA seat donor agents, okay, within the country, and yet you are militating against their staffs within the country? That would make you a hypocrite. So CNN was actually accusing the Ghana Christian Council as what? As being hypocrites or hypocritical, all because they are being funded, their activities, their projects within the country are being funded by LGBTQIA seats. Okay, they are donor agents, LGBTQIA seats, but then they are still militating against the idea of LGBTQIA plus. Okay, that's the reason Mr. Opuni Frimpong and co, the leaders of the Ghana Christian Council, came out to to explain themselves. How we get to it? They wanted to be exonerated and all that, but then I think what CNN said was actually it does make sense. How we get to, so if you explain it in a way that, okay, yes, we take funds from we write proposals to LGBTQIA plus seats. Donor agents are LGBTQIA people, but then we involving ourselves into LGBTQIA advocacy wasn't part of the contract. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Okay, they shouldn't tell you that you should involve yourself. You should accept to be an advocate. Okay, they shouldn't tell you. Okay, since you have been, you know who they are, and you know their source of income, their source of money. You understand? You know their position in life. You know what they do. Therefore, if even they didn't tell you to advocate for their position in life, okay, they shouldn't. Even if they didn't tell you to advocate for their orientation in life, still you would have to know that, okay, automatically, indirectly, I have acceded to advocating for their orientation or their position in life. That is it. So they shouldn't tell you before. That should make you a wise person. So if you are so wise, so much wiser, you wouldn't do that. So that's exactly what the Ghana Christian Council has been accused of. And I think CNN was right in accusing them this way, because if you are indeed taking funds or being funded by the LGBTQIA seats, or your donor agents are LGBTQIA seats, then automatically or indirectly you've acceded to what? To to advocate for their orientation. So that is it. Okay. So you are also LGBTQIA promoters. The Ghana Christian Council, if that's exactly what they're doing, then CNN reported right. And I think it does make sense. Logically, that's what it means. Indirectly, you've acceded to that idea. Or we get to you've acceded to that idea. No matter what explanation you're going to give. And again, I think, you see, recently we heard that the Turkish government funded the Ghana Islamic community. Or we get to me. Actually, the Ghanaian Muslims were establishing a national mosque, okay, and a whole Turkish government or Turkey government took a huge sum of money to come in support of the Ghana, the establishment of the Muslims within the country. So I see this to be unfair because in Turkey there are Christians, okay, and this is a taxpayer's money. You understand? The money they took in support, or they brought in support of the national mosque in Ghana, is a taxpayer's money. You understand? There are Christians within the Turkey, the Turkish community or the Turkish state. Therefore, that is hypocrisy, and that is very much weird. And it's about being biased or being a partial government. And that's exactly what I meant by Islamic dominated community, Islamic dominated city, or Islamic dominated country. If they dominate the land, they make you know that you are a second-class citizen if you're a Christian. Okay, so I think Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the current president of Ghana, the NPP, all we get with me. I'm not doing politics here, but just as I said, what I'm going to say is something that is reasonable. This is it. We heard that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo said he was going to, he had promised, he had vowed to God that to establish for him a cathedral, national cathedral. That's what we heard. That he promised God to build for him a national cathedral. Well, the fact is, Ghana isn't a Christian country, and I always say this. Okay, that's what people say. Ghana is a Christian country. What is Christianity? Okay, people that actually says that should define what Christianity really means. Okay, and they shouldn't define Christianity without the Bible. If you want to know the actual Christianity, you will go to the apostles. Okay, they were the They were the ones that they are the ones that was given the authority to be speaking in the church. Okay, so when talking of the early Christianity or the early church that began in Jerusalem, the Church of Christ, it was actually began physically on earth by the apostles. And they give us precepts, okay, that are to go on within Christianity. You understand? So there is nothing like there is nothing like what people, or there were nothing like what people are doing today, and they call as Christianity, or they rap as Christianity. Or we get to it. So national cathedral, if you promise God, that is your promise. You vowed to God. So therefore, if you promised God you were going to build a national cathedral to him, that should come from your own pocket, not the public purse. Okay? So if Nana Dankwa would want to do that, it should and must come from his own pocket and not from the public purse. Okay? Because if it's going to come from the state money or the public purse, it would be unfair, because Christians are not only the ones in the country. Ghana practices multi-religion. Ghana is a religious state. Okay, Ghana is blended with both Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Shintos, Shias, and there are a lot of faiths within the country. So if you tell us that you being the representative of the country, you're representing Muslims, you're representing Christian individuals, you're representing Shinto individuals, you're representing Hindu individuals within the country, how can you say you are going to establish something only for one particular faith within the country? So what of the other faiths within the country? If you're doing it, then you're doing it for all the faith within the country. And if you're doing it from your own pocket, it's your personal thing, and no one is going to have any problem with you. That is it. That's how it should be. So if it's going to come from the taxpayers' money, if it's going to come from the national purse, then the Narudankwa is wrong to do that. How we get to me? So that is it. I think I'm going to give some examples of Christians who actually did politics wisely, and those that did it wrongly, just as you were asking initially. How we get to me? Some are doing it wrongly, and some are doing it wisely. Well, so example of Christians that did politics wisely. Example of Christians that did politics wisely. I think our addressees have heard of William Wilberforce. Okay, he lived within 1759 and 1833. 1759 and 1833. Okay, he was a British politician, and he was an abolitionist. Okay, talking of abolitionists, I think that we need to get a time that we expound on this. The abolitionists were the ones that fought or militated against slave trade. You get that? Something that killed Africans a lot. Something that snatched our ancestors away from us. Something that has brought about Black Americans. Or we get to, that's why there is what ceremony called, something like that, called the Black Friday. If you go to northern part of America right now, that's what they do. They call it Black Friday. Okay, they do it in commemoration, or in remembrance of our forefathers who suffered the death, who suffered from slave trade. Or we get to me. That is so. The abolitionists were the ones that stood on their foot to fight against slave trade. They made sure no one was exploited. They fought against exploitation. They fought against slave trade. Okay, one of the abolitionists. Okay, and he was a Christian, and he was a political man. Okay, he was called William Wilberforce. He used his political power to do something that is very positive. So there are pros and cons when it comes to Christians involving themselves into politics. That's why I said our faith needs to inform our political engagement. Well, William Wilberforce lived within 1759 and 1833. He was a British politician and abolitionist, and he fought to end the slave trade. You get that? And he was driven by his Christian convictions. Hope you get with me. So anyone can search it. He was driven. He was moved by his Christian convictions. He said, no, I am a Christian, and in Christianity, no one is superior to any other. If I'm using the Bible, God made man in accordance with his own similitude and in his own image. Thus, we are all equal. No one is superior to the other. The black isn't inferior to the white, and the white isn't superior to the black. They are all of skins. They are all of blood. I was once listening to POLLEY Lumumba. Okay, POLLEY Lumumba. He is a very good speaker, and I think he's very good. POLLEY Lumumba actually said that the last time he checked, okay, in the Bible says that God used clay to create man. Okay, he used clay to create or to make man. And the last time he checked, clay was either brown or black. Clay, when checked, is either brown or what? Or black. You can take it to the test room to test it. Or we get with me. It's either brown or black. Therefore, if we are talking of those that resembles, or if we are talking of semblances, then it's the blacks who resembles God, not even the whites. I'm not a racist. You understand? I'm not I'm not involved in apathy over here. But rather, I want to clear the idea that white is supreme to black. That should be abolished. That idea. Christians doesn't think that way. Okay, white isn't supreme to what? To black. And it pains me a lot whenever I come across people who are bleaching. Okay, why are they bleaching? They're bleaching just because they want to be white. They don't appreciate their skin colors. They are dark in complexion. They are rich chocolates and all that, but then they don't want them. They want to be white. Why? Because whites are suprema to blacks. That is a crazy idea. Excuse me to say, it isn't true that way. In Christianity, the white isn't suprema to the black, and the black isn't suprema to the white. They are all equal in the sight of God, or before the cardinal point. So the idea of white supremacy must be abolished. Christianity doesn't support that kind of idea. Well, William Wilberforce was driven by his Christian convictions, and he ended the idea. He tried to end the idea of white supremacy. Seeing blacks, he wanted to end the idea that blacks are monkeys. Blacks are from monkeys. Blacks are animals. Blacks are cannibals. Blacks are cannibals. Blacks are civilian. Barbarians or barbarics and those stuff. No, he didn't see blacks that way. Okay, he didn't see blacks that way. He was unlike Leopold II, the Belgian emperor, who had wanted to exploit blacks. Okay, and sent his compatriots to black countries to just to exploit blacks. Though he called himself Christian and all of this, exactly what Abraham Moshe and Co doesn't understand, and they feel like Christianity or the Bible is the white man book. Okay, but the so-called slave Bible wasn't like the Bibles we hold it today. It wasn't having 66 independent books. It was having about 40 or 47 books, because most of them were done away with. Because these slavers got to know that had they brought the entire Bible, people were going to know that, okay, the Bible doesn't support slave trade. That is it. So if I'm to continue from there, Martin Luther King Jr., I know we all have heard of Martin Luther King Jr. He lived within 1929 and 1968. Okay. Martin Luther King Jr. You see, my little brother here screamed, yeah, we know him. You get that? So Martin Luther King Jr. lived within 1929 and 1968. Okay, he was an American Baptist minister and civil rights leader who advocated for racial equality and social justice through non-violent means. I hope you get it with me. Yeah, that's what Martin Luther King Jr. did. He was an American, He was an American Baptist minister and civil rights leader, and he advocated for racial equality. The white isn't suprema to the black, and the black isn't suprema to the white. That's what he advocated for. He advocated for racial equality and also social justice through non-violent means. We need to be socializing without any violence. The blacks should be able to associate themselves to the whites, and the whites must be able to associate themselves to the blacks. We need to socialize, okay, without any violence, without any violence. That's exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. advocated for. This is what a Christian must do when he was in the politics, or when he was involved in the political government. Well, what about Desmond Doss? Desmond Doss. Okay, he lived within 1919 and 2006. 1919 and 2006. He was an American medic and conscientious objector who served in World War II. Okay, and he saved lives while adhering to his Christian pacifist beliefs. You get that? Even in war. You see, he realized, I'm a Christian, that I need to save some people. Instead of killing them, I have to save them. I have to gather them somewhere. I need not to let them be touched by any atomic bomb or any violent weapon. That's what he did. Desmond Doss. You see, and he was influenced by his Christian pacifist beliefs. Well, you can talk of the Crusaders. That's what sometimes people ask. Okay, yes, they were so-called Christians. They were Christians from Western Europe, and I call them hypocrites. Well, they were trying their possible best to put a stop to the Islamic violence. Okay, that's exactly why they took swords, they exchanged swords with Muslims who were trying to overtake lands after the second 2 decades after the death of Muhammad. You get that? So the Crusaders, that is the 11th and between 11th and 13th centuries, they were Christian warriors, or so-called Christian warriors, who used violence and coercion to spread Christianity, contradicting Jesus' teachings on love and compassion. Because if you go to Matthew 5, verse number 43 through 48, Jesus Christ actually said that even when we are hated, we need to love. Okay, we need not to hate back when people hate us. That's exactly what Jesus Christ told his followers. Or we get with me. And also the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, talking of the Spanish Inquisition between 1478 and 1834. Okay, a Catholic tribunal that persecuted Jews. They persecuted Jews, okay, Muslims and other Catholics, violating human rights and Christian principles. You see, so they call themselves Christians, but then what they did, their judgment passed, was something that was very rude. You get the, and Christians shouldn't have done that because they violated human rights, or fundamental human rights, okay, or human rights and Christian principles, and they couldn't be called true Christians. Okay, so there were Christians who involved themselves in politics wrongfully. Well, also history tells of Muslims that involve themselves in politics wisely. Well, due to time, okay, and due to time, and I'm being told my time is up to leave this area, so I have to wrap. Okay, so there were Muslims who Muslims who were involved in politics wisely, and you can talk of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Okay, he lived between 586 and 644 CE. You get that? So he was the second caliph after of Islam. Well, we can expound on that later. And also Sultan Suleiman, he was called the Magnificent. Okay, he lived between 1494 and 1566 CE. And also Muhammad Ali Pasha. Okay, though people say he lived very wisely as an Egyptian leader who modernized this country while protecting minority rights and promoting interfaith dialogue. And also Umar ibn al-Khattab. Okay, so it's okay. And also those that involve themselves in politics wrongly, you can talk of the extremist ISIS. Okay, 2006 present. Okay, and also you can talk of the authoritarian Muslim rulers suppressing dissent or oneness, violating human rights and using of religion to justify their actions. You get that? You can talk of that too. And also the Taliban. Okay, that is 1996, between 1996 and 2001 CE. You get that? So an Afghan regime that imposed harsh Islamic law, restricting women's rights and freedoms and perpetuating violence. You can talk of the Boko Haram, 2002 present. Okay, they've been doing a lot, and we all hear of them, and they're doing this all because of politics. Okay, they say westernization is forbidden. They say book is haram, and no one even should go to school. How we get with me? That's why they see the secular government to be something evil. They have to Islamize the country. Therefore, until the country is Islamized, they're never going to stop suicide bombing and subway bombings and kidnapping students, and also bombing some of the Christian communities and all that. So that's Boko Haram for you. They are a Nigerian extremist group that uses violence and terrorism to impose their interpretation of Islam, violating human rights and national principles. You can talk of the Hezbollah, Hamas. Okay, that is it. So that is it. Due to time, I'm actually going to say that we being all Christians, we need not to be reluctant to enter politics, and thus our faith needs to inform our political engagements. That's how I will end it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that, and it's true because if you check out some certain things that are happening, if Christians do not get involved in politics, I think things will be very difficult for Christians even to preach. And I think one thing I like about this American former president who is aspiring to also become a president, Donald Trump, he's been preaching Jesus always in his political campaigns. preaching Jesus always
Yeah.
in his political campaign and the rest. So as you said, in
That's
Nigeria with the Boko Haram, if Christians don't involve in politics, they will make the state Islamic state, and it will a country Islamic country, and then Christians will be
yeah.
suffering. What about when it comes to
Very true.
Ghana here? Like they were trying to enforce the LB blah 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 something here, the gayism
Yeah.
and the lesbian system. If Christians would have not been in the political realm, they wouldn't have been able to stop that. So it is
Very
good for Christians to get involved in politics, but the problem that is involved is the way they use it. If they will be
good.
able to
Good.
stand firm, if they will be able to
Yeah.
stand firm in the faith
Yeah.
as they do the
Very true.
politics, I think that one will be okay. Bro, do you have anything to say within your closing remark before you get yourself kicked out of the stage? I'm just kidding.
So, bro, what was the shout outs to those people, Christians watching us from Turkey, those watching us from Ghana, those watching us from Nigeria, those watching us from Chad, those watching us from USA, Canada,
Everywhere
wheresoever you
international.
watching us. Yeah, because you see, this is an international platform. Whoever is watching this program, I would want to tell you or advise you that you shouldn't be reluctant to enter into politics. Okay, enter into it, but do it wisely. Don't be an
All right.
active politician. This is what I mean. Don't me saying you shouldn't be an active politician doesn't mean you shouldn't be active. Okay, being active politician in the sense that you forgetting your Christian rules, norms, regulations, or your Christian goals, or your faith, or something like that. You shouldn't do that. You get that? But you being into politics, but rather you enforcing your faith, okay? You trying your possible best for your faith to emerge on the public screen. You making sure that your faith is informing your engagements and all that. That actually makes you a unique Christian, okay? And surely it really means that you are moralizing your colleague politicians and also the civilians, and they're going to emulate something that is very rich and going to even lead them to eternity. Well, and I'll sound an advice to the Turkish government and also the Ghanaian government. I'll be get to me. So, well, Paul says it is unjust for the Turkish government to have supported the construction of a national mosque in Ghana, catering solely to the Muslim population, when the country is comprised of both Muslims and Christians. This is particularly egregious since the funding for such projects comes from the taxes paid by citizens of all faiths. Similarly, it is equally inappropriate for the current president of Ghana, that is Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to allocate public funds, okay, towards the construction of a national cathedral for Christians, as this too is taxpayers' money. In a multi-religious society like Ghana, it is essential to ensure that government support and funding are inclusive and benefit all citizens, regardless of their religious affiliations. Thank you.
Is said over here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right. Okay. So
You heard of it, right?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. All right, brother. I think you have really done a great job today, and I was thinking that you would tell us that it's not good for Christians to get involved in politics, but well, looking at the explanation given out there, it means that if you check out the system, we always need good people to lead people. We don't need evil people to lead people. When a bad person leads good people, the person will lead them astray.
Yeah.
If evil person lead people, it will lead them astray. So therefore, it is good for good people like Christians to lead a nation.
Good.
Ask Joseph
Very true.
and David.
I'm to give you this example. Okay. Let me give some of maybe two examples of dangers. Okay, if Christians are reluctant to enter into politics. Okay, I'll talk of the Pakistan blasphemy laws. In Pakistan, Muslims have the majority rule. Do you understand? So Pakistan's blasphemy laws. Okay, let me talk about it. in Pakistan's blasphemy laws, which carry a death sentence, have been misused to target Christians and other minorities. In 2010, Asia Bibi, a Christian woman, was falsely accused of blasphemy and sentenced to death. She spent 8 years on death row, before being acquitted in 2018. Her case highlights the dangers of allowing only Muslims into politics, leading to the marginalization and persecution of minority groups. And Nigeria's Sharia courts. In northern Nigeria, Sharia courts often favor Muslim defenders, leading to discrimination and violence against Christians. In 2016, a Sharia court sentenced a Christian woman, Deborah Yakubu, to death for blasphemy. Her sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment, but her case exemplifies the dangers of allowing only Muslims into politics, leading to unequal access to justice. And I think there are many of them, bro. So I'll end it up here, and I think in an appropriate time, we will continue. We can talk of the Egypt's Muslim Brotherhood, the Turkish Erdogan regime. It's an example. Indonesia's Aceh province is an example, and erosion of democratic values. All these are examples. Okay, bro.
So there is danger involved when Christians don't involve in politics.
So
Christians
that must be a full. That must be a full subject of discussion. We will discuss that later.
I think if possible, maybe we will continue this discussion because we are not yet done, and we need an in-depth. Yeah, we need to grasp all the concepts because some people have different perceptions on being a politician. But meanwhile, in a country where there is no Christian in politics, Christians will suffer. They will really suffer because the rest of the people will do things to suit their religion, and they will restrict the other part. Thank you very much, brother. God richly bless you. I think we are not yet done. Next week Saturday we are going to continue this program, and next week Saturday will be the end of the Christian and politics, and therefore the flyer will still have to go viral. And I really appreciate all the audiences. Unfortunately, our brother Ernest Pepra had a slight problem with the technical issues, so he was not able to join us. And I hope that next week Saturday he will be with us also to share his ideas on this topic, Christian and politics. And therefore, please, after watching this program, we would like you to share the program so that you can help grow this page. We are only here to educate and not for profit. We are non-profit organization. Our duty is to spread the gospel, spread the truth, come on the dialogue, debate, and discuss about topics that the society where we were born. Therefore, we are only here to come under compromise and understand certain things and clear off our mind from certain things. Yes, Christians must involve in politics, but they must know how to do it, because if Christians do not get involved in politics, Christians will be in danger. I think that should be the I'll give you a quote of this concerning how you have taught us. All right, brother. Nice meeting you. Yes. Yeah, brother is an apologist, a debater, and a preacher. And I think your social media handles you should also tell the people. I think within the intro you told them. So where can they find you so that they can be watching your programs?
Okay, if you go to Facebook, I have this handle. It's called Let the World Know. Okay, I have a lot of programs over there, about 1,000 lessons over there about psychic and New Age movement. I have a lot of programs over there. Well, I was previously working with Lawson TV, and I have a lot of programs on Lawson TV and also Lawson Media. Okay, search on YouTube and you can get access to the programs. And also, if you come to Churches of Christ Worldwide, I have programs over here with Brother Peter POLLEY. You can get most of them over here. And also, currently, I'm no more working at my previous station. I have a created channel with appellation RWM TV on YouTube. Okay, RW. I haven't yet had an accurate studio to begin with. So I do some short videos about but they are educative about Islam. And if you want to know anything about Islam, surely you can link up via watchsteven152@gmail.com. watchsteven152 at gmail.com or 0597-231-838. 0597-231-838. So let the world know on Facebook, RWM TV, on what is it? On what is it? On YouTube, and also Reveal Your Talent TV on YouTube. And if you go to TikTok to my name, Watch Stephen, yes, and you'll get my programs over there as well.
All right, thank you very much, brother. Thank you so much. God richly bless you. My name is Peter POLLEY, and hoping to meet you, Boache, brother NX, on next week, Saturday, to continue this discussion, to wrap it up.
Sure.
God richly bless you. And until we meet again, I say bye-bye.
Bye, bro.